Okay, so are you guys ready to go here?
I think so, yeah.
So we're ready to go. We're in our new studio here finally.
Yep.
We did the episode I just released was from the old studio in Fairview Park, and I think we all agree this is a nice improvement over that studio. I would say.
Yeah.
I want to do something we've never done on the show before. We have some feedback. We get feedback from the viewers, and we never really engage with it, but we appreciate everybody out there listening, watching the show. So I thought
this would be fucking cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. I thought we could read some comments. So here we go. So this is from Super Cool Guy 27.
What a name.
He says, "Great job, guys. Love the show. Though I do have one criticism. Jake is a bit obnoxious and tends to interrupt others. Anyways, love the show."
I don't know. I mean, that's just one guy's opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, and he loves the show. So
I mean, I like to talk. So
you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
That's a good attitude to have about it. So let's go.
Okay.
This is Beelzebub 48. Beelzebub 48 says, "Huge fan of the podcast. You listen to a good selection of records and offer an interesting insight. But I do have to say, Jake is a tad annoying. I always breathe a sigh of relief when he stops talking."
Okay. Oh god, that's the same complaint.
Pretty much. So maybe there's a guy with two different accounts.
Maybe there's one specific thing Jake said that triggered.
Yeah,
let's move on. Let's get a different comment. This is Leonard Loves Records. Says, "Long-time listener here. The Record Night podcast is great, and I always look forward to listening. I love hearing what Joe has to say, and I find Colin handsome and charming."
Damn.
That's
As far as Jake, he offers nothing to the show, and I would rather eat glass than hear the sound of his voice. Wow. Well, we don't recommend eating glass on the show. Let's try to find a...
Am I that, callous?
Who have you angered, Jake?
Let's try to find a good one here.
That one's not.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, okay, here we go. We got a positive.
Ah.
This is,
Finally.
There's one.
This is Patty Cake, 1984.
Come on, Patty Cake.
"Hello! The Record Night podcast is fantastic. Keep up the great work, guys." It's all positive. Now,
There's nothing else?
They do go on to say here,
Oh.
"The podcast would be much better off without Jake. I'd like to give that guy a stiff kick in the balls." All right.
I think that's enough.
What is happening?
Enough comments to...
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You guys, what the fuck?
Every one of my records means something. The label, the producer, the year it was made.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Okay. So here we go. So this is the Record Night podcast. I'm Colin.
I'm Jake. Oh shit, I missed my cue. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, well it doesn't matter. We can stop with all that because
No. I want to continue around the circle.
Well, I was going to ask, so I just say...
Oh wait, no, he's new.
exactly.
All right, Joe.
I'm still Joe.
Oh
Yeah. Joe is still Joe.
So tell us who we got.
Well, we're welcoming Alex to the fold.
Yeah, this is my first time here. I wasn't sure if I should just say hi.
Yeah. It's fine. There's no format. There's nothing.
No, it's my fault. I mean, it would have been intuitive at Colin, me, Joe, then we introduced the new guest. But
But we're off and moving now. So just explain to the folks who you are in relation to us, I guess, is probably the best way to...
Sure. Hey, folks. Again, my name is Alex. I'm here with Colin, Joe, and Jake. I've known Jake since like preschool. We were in Merton's daycare, slamming plastic dinosaurs into our own fingers, making our fingers bleed. And then just I've known Colin and Joe since middle school. So yeah, just good long-term friends.
Yeah, and so the new studio we're in now is it's the house, and we all live together. Joe doesn't live with us, but he's still joining us. But
He's like part of the family.
3-bachelor house.
yeah. And I don't know if Alex mentioned this or not, but he also likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. So.
Absolutely.
No, so we're gonna let Joe do the record tonight, and we're trying to come up with new ways to pick them. Sometimes we don't know what record we want to pick. You know, you got several. Have you ever experienced this, Jake? You got many records you would like to pick from, but don't really know which one to settle on.
It was like every week for a long time.
Yeah.
So Joe brought with him 5 records, and what I did is I wrote them all on these little pieces of paper. This is my system that I come up with. So,
Whoa.
so basically, I just need to randomly select. So, do you guys have any suggestions for what I was envisioning these like going into a bag or something? And then
I have an idea. Why don't I place them into my hand
We got 2
and
blow
blow
I got a
slowly
hat.
across the entire room?
The hat.
And then we'll have the guest pick.
okay, so
Make
shake
sure
them
you
up,
shake it up
shake them
real
up, get them real good. Mixed
oh.
up.
Maybe that's the one that we should do.
It's not gonna be that one.
No.
Roll the
So
good.
they feel a little more smelly now after
Being in Joe's
being tossed
hat.
around in Joe's hat.
Ooh, I can get down with this one.
What's that?
Daft Punk.
Nice.
Oh my!
Number
Okay.
3.
All right. Shuffle them back up. No, I'm just kidding.
Should we say the other options?
Sure, of course.
Or should I show the other options?
Yeah, go ahead. We do have cameras. You know.
You can show. You can indeed show.
Although a lot of the listeners are listening audio only, but we are on YouTube as well. So
I don't know which camera.
you're going here. This is your hard cam right here. So Daft Punk.
So that's the one that we chose.
Beautiful.
Dude, yeah, very nice.
The other one I brought was Block Party Silent Alarm. It's like a 2000s indie record.
Yeah,
These guys are from like the UK. It's really good. You've probably heard a few of these songs. Helicopter, Banquet. That's probably about it. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, which
Yeah.
you said you already have.
Fucking
this record.
classic, yeah.
Classic record. We got this at a small record store in.
Mind if I see this picture?
It's
Also got that in Columbus.
You, like feel the.
Yeah.
No, we got it at Legend Records. I don't know what city it's in. It's
This is
like
like
near
not a
Warren,
remix.
Ohio.
Like, this is like an original
Wow.
from like whenever this was released.
That's cool.
Where'd you get that? Just like a record store?
Little record store, yeah. Coming back from Columbus. We stopped at like this little, like one of those like just little towns with like a main street and like shops and.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was Legend Records. I don't know what city it was in, but.
I can imagine a small town like that doesn't get too many tourists or passers
Right.
throughs. They're going to have a lot of like cool stuff like that.
They did. They had a lot of
Good selection, yeah.
This is Johnny Foreigner. Waited up till it was light. These is a very obscure band from. They're also from the UK. They're from. I can't remember the city right now, but I discovered these guys on like Last FM, like similar artists, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was telling Joe they come up a lot for me in that context. Suggested artist.
And then this is Tame Impala, Currents.
And we never listened to that.
No.
That would
Okay,
be cool.
because we haven't listened to Tame Impala before.
Yeah, we listened to a
Tripping
few.
on those mushrooms, yeah. That would be cool.
Oh shit.
That's cool. It's like a pinball.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, and you were saying there's Tame Impala has it's probably not his newest record at this point, but the Slow
The
Rush.
Slow Rush, which I thought I had, so I passed up on buying it, and then when I went home, I realized I don't have it. Like, I should have bought it. I was pissed.
And we see the Daft Punk album there.
I'm glad we went with Daft Punk.
Why?
Well, because Alex is here, and I know Alex likes Daft Punk.
And you brought Daft Punk a couple times, like
And it just never happened.
never
It just
made the
never
rotation.
got picked.
I will
It's
say of
overdue.
all those albums, I am most familiar with Daft Punk.
Yeah,
I
I
know
think
a couple
you
Tame
would
Impala.
like this album.
I know a couple
think.
Tame Impala songs.
Yeah, I think it would either be with this one or that one for you.
Now, for me, Daft Punk is probably is he
It's two guys.
Okay, two
Two
guys.
French dudes.
Two French guys.
Two French guys. All right, this is off to a great start.
I surrender.
What's Stronger by Kanye West? Is
Yes.
that's one of their songs.
They sampled the beat to Stronger. Yeah.
What's the Daft Punk song?
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, that's basically my familiarity with them. Did they do anything else that was super,
Oh my god! I mean, their whole discography, basically. I mean, because
I just don't know.
They're very unique. Like there's no one that does that kind of music ever got that popular, like on radio play and just name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one reached the heights that they reached, and they're done now. They retired. They're not making.
Wasn't it like a
any more
couple
music.
years ago they did that?
Yeah, like a year or two ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long ago, they announced it.
What do you think of Daft Punk, Jake?
I'm not really familiar with. I mean, I'm sure I've heard their music, but
You know Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
yeah, I've
Everyone
heard
knows
that.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
You know that song, like "Around the World, Around."
Oh,
the world.
around the world.
Yeah.
That's-
like
yeah.
they do that.
Well, I thought that was
Blue
I'm
Down the D.
blue.
yeah, that was
yeah,
Eiffel
that's not
65.
them.
That was Eiffel 65.
Yeah, that's Eiffel 65.
Around the world's Eiffel 65
Is it?
for sure.
Yeah.
That's okay though. I love
I don't know.
Eiffel 65,
I don't
so-
actually know that. I just know from
Dude,
Jake.
if I can get Europop on vinyl, I would fucking. It wouldn't even be a record night; it'd be a dance. Well, maybe this will be dance night.
Well,
I'm hoping
this,
it is.
This is like pretty good rave music. I feel like it's like the
Yeah.
synthetic
House
funk.
music?
Yeah.
okay, couple.
It's Daft Punk around the world, but
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Eiffel 65 is like somewhat similar sounding.
I know Jake's
I'm
gonna
wrong.
Jake's gonna look it
Yeah.
up himself.
I like.
You were agreeing with him, Colin.
I
You're like,
knew
oh
I was
yeah, it was
right.
Eiffel 65.
Well, okay. I was doubling down based on Jake's confidence. I said.
Jake always acts confident.
Now you can check the record because I said I don't actually know that. I just know that Jake has said it's by Eiffel 65, and so I was going with his.
Jake always thinks he's
Wow.
confident.
I'm just wrong. I don't know what else to say.
Hey Jake, this is the first time for everything, buddy.
I wonder. Wow, that must have been. So that must be an old song then. It had to have come out in 99.
Sure.
Let's look it up.
They did a collaboration with, what was it, Bruno Mars? He was like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was that particular song,
Yeah.
but they,
1997.
Or but they didn't work with them. It was a huge, massive song.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a happy one, but it was like
Yeah.
something like that. I'll try to think of it.
Wow.
Well, that's cool.
A sideways chandelier or something? That's what I'm seeing. I don't know.
I think this will be my first time ever listening to music off of a vinyl record.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever heard analog music before. At least not. If I did, I wasn't aware of it.
And like on surround sound speakers with the sub with everything.
Now,
CD, turn it on. CD.
yeah, where's the remote?
You don't need it.
What's it now?
There's a button.
This is a remote.
I have a phone.
Click train.
All right, just for future reference, Alex, this means toss it. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were excited, like, yeah, I found it.
No, as I was putting the turntable you mentioned, I think it's worth mentioning. For guys who, do a whole podcast based on listening to records, what's your, what do you think about listening to, like versus digital? Because again, I've never really been into that. I like records because of the physical. I like the big artwork and stuff, but I'm not, as far as like the actual listening experience, I can't like sit here and tell you like, oh, I think it sounds like so much better. You know what I mean? So do you think so, Jake?
It's not better. It's just different.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
It depends what
Different
your metric.
now.
It depends what your metrics are. Because if you're talking about dynamic range, then digital beats the snot out of vinyl.
Well, 99% of my music listening to is through like Beats headphones or like the stereo in my car. So
Right.
Digital
I
is
think
gonna be
this
better.
will be my first time like listening to this, and I'll be able to. I think
It just has its own
what's different
character.
to me.
Now these records do have like a digital quality to them. Like as they were pressing the vinyl, it's not all.
It's not all analog.
No, it is analog.
It is, but like there's some enhancements made by computers and stuff.
Okay.
So it's not like literally like a machine like creating the grooves.
Monotone.
There's also computers a part of the making
Okay.
of records. So there is a digital component to it, but it's mostly 90% what you get is what you get.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else before we get going here?
No, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Then we're going to take a quick break here on the Record Night Podcast. We'll be right back with Daft Punk. What, is it self-titled?
Discovery, I think it's
Discovery. Daft Punk Discovery, right after this. Okay, so... Quick note on the High Life, again, even though they're not a sponsor. The last time I purchased this beer, personally, the cashier, like, rang it up or whatever, and she goes, "Man, that is some cheap beer."
I'll be back in the high life again. Only eyes that watch me once will smile and take me in. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, having feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this having feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this.
I love it.
I don't know the hell's bells, though. That's probably that.
This is the next song. That's cool.
Last night I had a dream about you. In this dream I'm dancing right beside you. It looked like everyone was having fun. The kind of feeling I waited so long. Don't stop, come a little closer. As we jam, the rhythm gets stronger. There's nothing wrong with just a little fun. We were dancing all night long. Why don't you play the game? Why don't you play the
Okay, very interesting start. So, I'll yield to Joe. What do you think? I mean, since you brought it, what's your how'd that go?
It's a different album that we usually listen to.
Yeah.
It's more of like a flow instead of like song. It kind of all flows into. You can't really say much about the lyrics. There isn't really much lyrics.
Sure.
Or they more come at you straightforward. It's more about the music and the sounds that they're making with the technology that they had in the 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
The lyrics that they did have were like super simple, which that's not a bad thing.
No.
It had a charm about it.
No, these guys aren't considered singer-songwriters. You know, they're they're house musicians.
Well, so here I showed here's a look at them. All right, so I didn't know they were
cool.
robots.
To this day, they don't know what their faces look like.
But okay, they're one of those acts.
Yeah, I love it. Like the whole mystery behind music artists or bands or stuff like.
Yeah, that's cool. They kind of they won me over by the end of that last song, because what I was thinking before that is like I would like to hear this just in a different context, not on its own, like in a rap, on a hip hop album,
Sure.
like with these influences, this would sound really, but like on it, it's interesting on its own, like this is just the whole thing, so.
But this is a whole genre of music, like by itself.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why "Stronger" by Kanye is like such a great song. Is like you said, this like it took the context of this like background music and put it to hip hop rap. You know.
Yeah.
And he tells a story over the top
Yep.
of it and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
How do you think when they make this music, what do you think they're like? Do they intend it to be club music? Because I mean,
Yeah.
that's where it ends up being.
Like the first song. The first song is
Celebrate.
one more time. You know, dance,
Yeah,
celebrate.
yeah.
I mean, it was made to be put in the clubs.
Yeah.
I thought that second song was really cool. I don't know how to say it. Aerodynamic.
Yeah.
You got it.
Got it. Just an instrumental song. You know.
I loved One More Time. That was really fun for me.
Well, yeah, maybe in a different context, this music would be better, like driving in a car at night or in a club.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you any thoughts, Jake?
Yes. So this is what I'll say, and I agree with Colin about that last song, like winning me over, and there's a specific moment why. But I have a criticism. This music really frustrates me
Why?
to no end. It makes me like mad.
Like jazz
Does it
music.
leave
Like,
you wanting more?
is it like jazz music for me?
Yes, but it's not because I can't stand it. It's because it's
Can't understand it?
from no. So I have the same criticism of one of my favorite records which is we were just discussing around the same time, which is Eiffel 65 Europop, and it's that there's no. You guys know I'm a bass guy. There's the music of this era, this I don't know if it was specific to this time frame.
Yeah.
But it was the same. I've listened to it in my car too. Eiffel 65 Europop, and the same sonic. It makes me so mad. They have kick. The only bass you're hearing is this strong kick and this really high treble, and they have no driving musical bass notes in the music at all. All the bass is just kick. The song is going dun 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 dun, but I'm not hearing that.
Yeah.
Like coming from the
It's
song.
more of like a disco based
Yeah, and it's
instead of like a funky bass.
and that's to me that's bad because it's like it's all I want. It's like it's frustrating wanting to it's like I can't jam to it because it's missing like this like a motor. Like there's something fundamental.
You don't think there's energy there that you could
Your foot was. I saw your foot tapping, Jake.
But it's like that's the starter. That's not the fucking throttle to me.
Oh.
Like I can do this. It's just hard. I need the bass note. I can't just have the bass kick.
Then how can you listen to jazz? There are no bass notes.
That's a falsehood.
Everything's so random and out of place, and at least this keeps something going.
No, I agree. I don't think they're comparable. I'm saying
No, they're not.
For this, I'm saying it's missing something. Not like this is bad. They did bad. Like it's frustrating because had they had that element, it's like they had it done in Pro Tools and then took all the musical bass notes and just cut them out of Pro Tools. Like it's that abrupt for me. It's like like if I literally played my bass guitar to this over there and went doo 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 doo, we would all be vibing to the song better.
Because Jake's playing
No. But no. That's I'm poking fun into myself. Like even a rudimentary bass line would make it better, and even not even real bass. I'm saying there's not even electronic bass in this song. It's all kick. Like they didn't put any 808 in the song at all.
Well, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
don't think 808s were. I mean, they probably
Were they
were
not
around.
a thing back then? Because
The
that's what I'm
808s are from the
saying.
80s.
Eiffel
They're very much
65,
around
like
then.
that's what.
But they weren't in that kind of music back then.
Yeah, because I was listening to that music, like Eiffel 65, and like I'm like these songs I know, Blue Dabba Dee, and I'm waiting for like, doo, like this just backbone of 808, and it's just not there. In the music, it's not unique to this record at all, and it frustrates me about listening to this music.
Well, we're only let's keep it going and see if this criticism holds up. I mean,
I hope, like, I'm
Yeah.
excited, because maybe they can do something without it. Maybe, like, I'm wrong. And my mind is open. But, like I said, it's not it's not so much a criticism of the music at all. It's like it's very technical, like my criticism, and it's I don't know.
Well,
but it's interesting. I've never like had that criticism for music before, because to me, like it's like everyone knows that bass is so integral.
Well, is it a criticism or if it's like a preference for you personally?
It's like a criticism.
I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't
well,
give a shit.
it's got to be a preference.
I'm sure
because,
a lot of people wouldn't give a
because
shit about
people go to the club and
no bass or whatever.
well, because if the kick's loud enough, if it's knocking you, if you're getting knocked, like that's all you need at the club. But like to listen to a piece of music, I need something to drive me through it.
What you basically asked in there is like, well, are you saying that it's wrong? This is bad, or you just don't like it? Jake was like,
it's bad.
They're the same.
No, but
that's
like,
exactly what happened. Yes.
It's just frustrating because like when you come into it, I gotta feel close to what Joe is feeling like, because you come into a record like with an open mind.
Yeah.
And it's like frustrating to be like just waiting to grab hold of something.
You're what's it called? You're previewing. Like you want to hear certain
things that I'm not hearing,
but they never come up.
And maybe that's my strategy for the rest of the record.
Well,
maybe I needed that to like, okay, now I can enjoy it for like what it is.
Well, I believe what is regarded as like their best and certainly most popular song is coming up, I think, next. So we'll see if that.
And it could be a lot of things. It could be the medium that it's on. It could be maybe it doesn't lend
The
itself
setting,
well to vinyl. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna find out. But does it may need a break before I keep going? Like shit, or can I go ahead? Okay, we'll go ahead. I mean, it's not really a PE situation.
There's a basin right here.
Now this is gonna be hard. This will be really interesting to listen to. Because I feel like probably most everybody knows it. Now this was a popular song. I'm sure it was a single and all that, but I would say speaking for myself, most people know it in the context of the Kanye song.
Yes.
Stronger. So it'd be interesting to hear it on its own with no great lyrics.
You never heard it on the. You never heard it by itself.
Maybe. I don't know.
What are the in a drum set? What are the
symbols?
Symbols, yeah. They use. I love their use of symbols in this song coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake, they got good use of symbols, all right? So just hold
I'm a symbols guy myself.
Yeah, I'm a symbols guy myself.
I am.
I'm a symbol guy. I'm a simple guy.
Be a symbol kind of man.
Even here, it needs.
I wouldn't say it needs it.
Remember, it's a digital. You're in the digital world. You're not in the physical world.
Exactly.
It's better. They gotta be
It's like a Gorilla Z kind of, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, bass line. There's a bass line in it.
It's like a
That's a
hype
drum.
to it, too.
That's a drum. Oh, that undertone?
That's what it is.
Jake does it there.
That's what I
That's a
need.
synthetic
It
bass.
doesn't matter. It wasn't in any of the other songs.
Well, let's see where the song goes.
And the volume's so low. See how it's behind? It's like the bass is so behind everything else. But not in a... This is good so far, actually.
Yeah, like the sound. It's like the soundscape.
It's a good like interlude from like the upbeat stuff. I will say that.
I just wish it was... It's almost like I want to EQ it up.
I think there's plenty of stuff that's going on with synths and with there's like a heartbeat thing to it going on too.
The heartbeat, yeah. I didn't think of it as that.
Yeah.
There's
good,
a
like,
little
yeah.
like sick...
The club calms up for a second, slow dances. Okay, I like it.
Night drive to the city.
All the bright lights. That's when I in the car.
Setting has a lot to do with it.
That's interesting.
Like I like putting this music on like when I'm like cleaning the house or so because it's nothing that I can like I have to really like focus on. I can put it on in the background and
Okay. So they're going for the 21st century Fox or whatever.
I'd say there's one lyric so far.
Very European sounding. That sums it up for Jake.
I've never been so happy with the end of a song, not because I was one, because it's like the only 808 note. That whole record, that end of that song sounded so full, because it went doom. It's like, oh, great. It's like, where the fuck was it for the rest of the song? There was a complex like bass. It has to be technology. It has to be the technology of the time.
yeah.
Because where my ears wanting to go, that like, there was parts where I wanted to go, but it didn't do that. It went
range.
and it played the same note. It's like you can tell they couldn't go like below a certain note. That's gotta be what it is. Because I liked that last song. That was probably my favorite. I enjoyed that song. That was my favorite one so far.
Well, you know, the synthesizers like the 808, and I believe the 404 is the other one, the 303. They were supposed to be synthetic basses, but they were actually failed. They do not do a good job of being a synthetic bass. What they do a good job is of being like, you know, the signature sound that they're known for.
Yeah.
But as far as actually being bass is concerned, they're not very good at that.
Yeah. Well, we got a taste of it in the end of that, and I liked it a lot.
Well,
I enjoyed that last song. But I was also frustrated during it, but it was good.
the you know, for all the nights for us not to be drinking Miller High Life, the song that leads off side C here is a song called High Life. So it's too bad, but it's Miller Lite, you know, it's still like in the family, you know.
They're both light.
That started with what? Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Yep. It sounded to me like they were banging on trash cans and shit. That was my feedback.
I just like towards the end of the song how they take those simple words. They're usually just like what, one syllable, two syllable words, right?
Yeah.
And they could take them and they could like modify them.
Yeah.
And these are words you hear every day. Like
Yes.
they're just like from a. It sounds like they're from like a computer program. Like just you click a button. It's just like they say one word, click a button, two words. But then they took all those words and they morphed it into this thing. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, that was my favorite song, 100%. Like the way they build that up, like from work it, makes it.
Yeah, very simple. Just like
and then by the end, boom, 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 boom. Like they're mixing all kinds of different ways and shit.
I mean, it's like and they're doing the, you know, going up the scale and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely my favorite. And it makes sense because that's the very popular song. Let's keep it moving. We still got a whole another disc here, so we'll keep it. Everybody good? Can we keep it rolling here? I enjoyed the sound effect during that one.
I need you more than anything in my life. I want you more than anything in my life. I'll miss you more than anyone in my life. I love you more than anyone in my
Nice.
Now this song going to a club in this track.
Yeah, that's how you dance, yeah.
I was trying to do the. I do that in a club. I don't give a fuck.
That's the move.
You make it on all four of us in a club and you're going.
You like those fish that swim up.
Alright, you guys ready? Ready.
The beat's gonna drop. Ready, boys? Take a swig. We're gonna fish when the beat drops.
We're gonna fish.
I can't pin it down.
Keep going. Oh. Damn it!
Can't pin it down either. I'm trying to catch it.
Parts for the ladies. I like it.
Isn't it weird hearing from a record hearing this kind of music?
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
What's going on? Could this
shit.
be my understanding? It's not your fault. I was being too demanding. I must admit, it's my pride that made me distant. All because I hope that you'd be someone different. There's not much I know about you. Fear will always make you blind. But the answer is in clear view. It's amazing what you'll find face to face. Too long,
The appropriately named Too Long.
10-minute song, yeah.
it's too long and much too long. I feel it coming on. The feeling's getting strong. I see you feel the way I do. The feeling's so true. The good feeling's coming through. My mindset's so free. I'm where I want to be to get the best of me. You need it. Hey, I need it too. Well, alright. You need it. It's good for you. Don't move. You need it. Hey, I need it too. Well, alright.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, 2001. What a time.
Yeah.
What a time 2001.
I was 8 years old.
I didn't
myself.
understand what was going on.
You didn't know about 2000?
I knew about it, but I didn't understand the significance really.
Yeah.
Okay. We made it. We got through the album by Daft Punk. I want to start with Jake because you had unexpectedly. I didn't expect it. You had the biggest. You had all these gripes with it. How did it go for you the rest of the way?
It was great the second half. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed myself. My head was on a fucking swivel the whole time. Fucking all sorts of C's and V's and circles and ups and downs. It was working for me, and we all know why it was working for me because they added what was missing for the entire first disc.
Well, I kind of felt like that might have been a divide between like there was more radio stuff early and kind of deeper stuff late. Do you feel like that was maybe part of the situation that Jake was running into there? I don't know.
Yeah, like, because it hits you right off the bat with One More Time, and then the third song is Digital Love, and the fourth song is Harder Beater Fed. So, like, they kind of threw all their hits at you at first. But there were some good songs after that, like...
Yeah, but it's like crazy because
Face
I
to
want to
Face.
dance. I want to dance to Face to Face. I
Face
don't
to
want to
Face
dance
was
to One More Time. I don't want to dance to any of the songs on the first.
I want to dance it one more time.
Harder, Better, Faster... You
No.
don't think you could get down to that? No, man, I think I
That last song, I danced until I was dead.
Well, one of the things I noted was it was like an inverse relationship. Like this is one of the more this is in fact maybe
Yeah.
I would put this with like Tripnotics as far as like I don't know, this is like in a different context of albums we've listened to.
That one band where it was just like... And it was just like build and there was like no lyrics and shit.
Wait, what?
That Pat brought...
Oh, wait, you talking about
Skinny
Godspeed the Black
Fists?
Emperor?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that was a
Like,
different one.
that was different, but that was good.
But typically with the albums we listen to, there's there's like, okay, here's a song with lyrics you can listen to, and then here's an instrumental track. Oh, okay. This had like an inverse relationship. It was like mostly instrumentals, or even if it wasn't an instrumental, it was kind of
Basically,
repetitive.
yeah.
And then there might be a song. There was a couple like Digital Love or Something About Us, Face to Face, like that pop up there. Like like there's actually interesting lyrics to this, but they're few and far between. It's kind of I felt. Alex, what did you think? One of the interesting things about Record Night is that we listened to the whole album. You know what I mean? So you maybe knew some of the songs, but not all of them. So what'd you think?
Yeah, so I guess the first thing to know about myself is that I'm not a particularly big album guy. Like, I'll like 2, 3, 4 songs at most, generally, of like a particular album. And I would say that's probably the case for me here. There's probably like 4 songs that I'm like, I would add that to my playlist. The others, I'm not gonna say I hated them, but I'm not gonna be listening to them every day, you know. For me, there's 2 main thoughts I had. Overall, it was actually, as far as club music goes, relatively easy listening. Like it was pretty much just like do. There was some mix up in there. Don't get me wrong, but like there wasn't like a big like build up or payoff except for like one or 2 songs, like in Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. You know.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for me. It was just like it was pretty easy clubness listening. So I would say a criticism I have is that the repetitiveness of some of the songs, like, don't get me wrong, repetitiveness can be good, but like at some point I was like, okay,
Right.
we're getting a little excessive in certain parts. For me.
Well, I felt that way too, but I just interpreted that as like this is club music. This is, I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, because when
Yeah, I
you're in
felt
a
the same
club,
way.
when you're in a club setting, people are talking and the music is like in the background. You don't
Yeah.
really focus on the words as much.
That's a good point. The
You focus on
music
the-
is almost like the background for what you're doing, which is dancing with girls, hanging out,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, what you were saying earlier, context
Or with
matters.
There's nothing. There's anything wrong with that.
So yeah, those are my two main thoughts. It was easy listening. It was good.
Now, a question I had when did this become club music? Because people have been going to clubs forever. So like what it was, it'd be
Around the
your
time,
jazz
99.
and then
2000, 99.
No, 99, because it would have been house
2001.
music before then.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
house
but
music.
house music. So what defines house music? I mean, like,
You'd have to listen to it. It's its own
It's a
thing.
Chicago thing.
This is house-ish. Like, has
that's,
house
that's what I
On
thought. I thought
Wikipedia, it said it was like house, like electronic house, and like post-disco. That's when you get a lot of the,
Yeah.
you know, from the disco.
so they were in clubs like in the 70s. It was disco or something. Like
Sure,
I mean,
it was-
whatever.
I think it was disco.
They're 80s.
There's
Yeah.
some gorillas when we get
Disco ball. I
When
mean,
we
that's,
get
Yeah,
when we get back to gorillas, we'll listen to some house and it'll give you some context.
this was house.
yeah, that's you guys are saying that's what I would have characterized.
This is like
Yeah.
typical. This is like
Yeah.
typical house music.
But you're talking about the transition between like instrumental to like electronic
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll hear some. You'll understand the jump when we get there. But gorillas will be that link for us, I think. Gorillas is a good link.
Well, my overall thought was the same when I got done with the first side, whatever I said, versus at the end of the whole thing. Although it was good. I thought it got better as it went. I thought side or disc 2 rather was a little bit more. I don't know, like more for the listener as opposed to
Yeah, more for the club.
the club. You know, that's kind of my thought. But it basically my thought was like this is music that I still like to hear integrated into other contexts. Like it's interesting to hear this on its own, but like, to me it's like this is an album to be picked apart and taken by somebody like Kanye. And then I thought Daft Punk fans have to hate
Yeah,
Kanye.
oh yeah. They're probably gonna hate you for saying this.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you want to
Yeah,
take my
yeah,
music?
yeah.
And, yeah.
Daft Punk is its own thing. It's not. But it became so popular because of Stronger, you know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts. They did some great things. It made me think of the Cars, you know what I mean? Like
Really?
yeah, I mean I think they did I think they were ahead of their time in that way. They were doing some of these weird
Oh yeah,
production
for
things
sure.
and stuff.
Yeah.
They were way ahead of the time.
But yeah, so it made me think of as far as rock bands, that actually came to mind. Like as far as like, oh, okay,
I wasn't even on that level. Like I wasn't even on like. To me, it's so different from rock and roll music.
Yeah.
It's,
it is, I mean, it is, yeah. But other than that, the Cars specifically in rock, hip hop obviously comes up. Like, oh, okay, I've heard
Sure, 'cause
this kind of production work in hip hop music and everything, and so.
you could sample a lot of this stuff, and it has been sampled by a lot of artists.
But yeah, harder, better, faster, stronger, whatever it's called. That's to me that was the best,
And
like
the
by a
thing-
mile.
And the thing about that one is it had that build up that I mentioned, like
Yes.
it was like harder, better, and then it had like the breakdown,
Yeah.
like the free flow, like the best part of the song.
Yeah, when he does all those like
Yep.
harmonies and
Faster,
stuff.
Stronger. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only song in the whole album that like had that kind of build up into payoff for me at least. And that's what made it the best one.
I think they used it the best because I like the way they build. Like they'll take out like sounds, like they'll fade them out.
Yeah.
And then they build it back up really slow
yes.
into a thing. I mean, maybe the payoff isn't huge, but like they go from a real quiet to and then they layer in the sounds, and then you get to this like a level,
Yeah.
and then you jam out on that level, and then maybe they throw some other shit in there.
Yeah.
Something About Us was a good song too.
Yeah, it sure was. I was just gonna bring that up. That had to be Jake. Do you recall? Maybe not by title. You don't because you're just sitting here listening to it. But the song "Something About Us" it was jazzy. It was very.
I don't recall the song.
I want to meet the girl who inspired those lyrics. That's all I'm saying.
I remember the lyrics. I remember liking the lyrics, but I don't remember the song.
Oh, and I recall you.
What do you recall?
Well, you're like, I want to know who inspired these lyrics. What's her number? Can I meet her right now?
Damn straight.
It's a song from 2001.
Hey.
He's like 40.
You know
Some
I like my
European
girls
old
a
lady.
little bit. I just want to use your love tonight.
No, that's the outfield. That's
That's a great song.
It is.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Those are lyrics.
Well, do you guys have anything else you want to say about? I had less track by track thoughts, more. Just
I was
kinda just,
surprised.
Different from.
I was surprised that I turned around because I hated it. I hated the first half. I despised it, and the second half was like, yes.
This is interesting, man, because I don't think we've drawn this kind of reaction from you, because you have been, I feel like you're noted as being more critical, maybe, of albums and stuff, but I still
As the
like,
comments, yeah, said.
Yes, yeah, you guys all have heard. Leonard Loves Records is going to let you know about this after, but I still don't feel like you've had to, really anger.
Like assert myself about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate is a strong word. You just said I hate it.
But I guess it is too strong a word. Like I said, I've never been frustrated. Like, I've never ever been like, I either like it or don't.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been like, oh man, this could be this. That's a very unique.
You can't pick
feeling
up,
with
you
music.
can't pick up elements in it that you do like and focus on those elements. And be like, no, you got to be the whole thing. The whole thing's got to be good, sonically.
It's all great except for it's missing one.
No, it's like an OCD or something that you've
It's
got.
probably,
man.
yeah, it probably is with bass.
Like,
it's got to be a bass thing.
You're like, no, that needs to be there. It's not there,
Yeah.
It's out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That frame is a little crooked.
Yeah.
True. But me.
That's fine.
Well, Alex, I'm glad you joined us. Like I said, this is one of the more unique, and although you're familiar, this is one of the more unique experiences. I feel like this is a different.
Like, I've never had that kind of response.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see the status quo.
Traditional record night,
Yeah.
That was like the previous 2 weeks I thought were more traditional record nights.
Yeah.
Like the Wild Feathers is a very good introduction.
Well, you'll have to join us again. But again, I will say time and time again, I think the more the not the status quo is the better. It's more interesting anyway.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I would
reason
love
why-
a record night debacle with
The jam debacle, yeah.
Those are the best
quite
ones.
interesting.
That's the whole reason why I bought this record in the first place, was because it's different from it's different from most of my records.
Well,
Right, it's like
I'm
when
gonna have to track
digital
down a
was-
record
it's when
of my
digital
own
was a thing.
We'll do that. I'm sure my record will be different.
Just like when I picked up the Bad Bunny record. I don't know what the fuck
nice.
the guy's saying, but it's a vibe. I mean, he's oh my goodness. He puts you like in a certain mind state zone. Yeah.
I've never heard Bad Bunny, but
Oh my goodness.
I'm a Daddy Yankee fella myself.
He's good. He's good.
I love Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee.
Doodle!
What do you think you would bring out if you had to pick a record right now?
I have a lot of potential ideas. We were talking about house music. I love me some acid house. Is like my favorite genre. I played that for you guys a little bit. It has a lot of 808s, 303s in it.
Yeah.
Potentially, but there's a bunch more I could think of. I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Well, let's leave it there. I can keep going forever, but for now, this has been the record.
See you guys next time.
This is Alex. Logging off.
This is Schmack. Goodbye.
You can call him that.
Yeah.
A man walks down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle?